We've just witnessed the first match of the Xabi Alonso era, and his principles were on full display. This match didn't give us a clear idea of the formation or lineup he'll use once the season starts, but it did give us a solid read on the principles behind his approach. So let's break down the tactical picture between Chelsea and the Sydney Wanderers. Whenever Sydney had the ball, Chelsea looked to press aggressively. The base shape was a 4-4-2, with the striker and the attacking midfielder stepping onto Sydney's centre-backs, while behind them, the two wingers and the double pivot formed something close to a back four, screening the space just in front of Chelsea's own defensive line. On the surface, this looked like a straightforward man-to-man press, but Chelsea were careful not to let that back four get dragged out of shape. Whenever the ball shifted into wide areas, the whole four-man line moved across with it, sliding toward the ball side rather than each man simply chasing his direct opponent. The logic here was simple. A strict man-marking press would have opened up the half spaces for Sydney's wingers to drop into and receive freely. Shifting as a block instead kept that zone compressed. It wasn't a risk-free setup, though. This structure meant one of Sydney's fullbacks was often left with space to receive on the far side. In practice, that opening rarely got punished. Switching the ball cleanly from flank to flank under Chelsea's pressure is a hard pass to pull off and a risky one to attempt, so Sydney mostly stayed away from it. Once Chelsea's initial press was bypassed, they dropped into a low 4-4-2 mid-block. Sydney, in turn, shifted into a 2-2-4-2 shape to build against it. Their two center-backs drew Chelsea's front two out, their double pivot drew out Chelsea's wingers, and that left Chelsea's own pivots responsible for covering Sydney's two attacking midfielders. This put Chelsea's fullbacks in a genuine bind. Push higher to close down Sydney's wide midfielder, and you break the defensive line, opening gaps for runners in behind. Hold your position and protect the back line, and the wide midfielder is left free to receive. Alonso didn't fully commit to either option. Instead, the fullback was instructed to engage only once the wide midfielder actually had the ball at his feet, meaning he was free to receive the pass, but not free to turn and progress with it, which often forced Sydney into playing the ball back to their own center-back. When that mechanism didn't hold, though, Sydney could find real space between the lines. One example: the fullback receives under pressure, plays it back to the center-back, and immediately drives forward into the half space. Chelsea's fullback doesn't track the run, and Sydney suddenly have a 2v1 against Chelsea's defenders in that pocket. When building from the back, Chelsea looked to construct a back three, with one of the fullbacks, the left back in particular, pushing high up the pitch. With the left back providing the width on that side, the left winger would drift infield into the half space, pairing up with the number 10 to form something like a double 10 in behind the striker. The net effect in deeper possession was a shape closer to 3-2-4-1 than anything resembling a conventional back four. Further into the build-up phase, one of the two holding midfielders would also step forward to join that front line, adding another body to the attack and giving Chelsea extra numbers to work combinations through the middle of the pitch. That's the clearest tactical picture from Alonso's first game in charge, but one thread from it is worth flagging as a genuine storyline heading into the season: that double 10 pairing behind the striker. Chelsea's club record arrival, Morgan Rogers, wasn't involved in this fixture, so we haven't seen how he slots into that structure yet. But it raises the exact question worth watching once he's up and running. Does Alonso pair Rogers alongside Palmer in that double 10 role, leaning into their pace and directness together? Or does he instead turn to Enzo Fernández next to Palmer, prioritizing control and passing range through that pocket? Either combination changes the character of Chelsea's attack quite a bit, and it might end up being the single biggest tactical decision Alonso makes once his squad is fully available. Let me know what you picked up on that I might have missed, and what you're expecting to see once the squad is closer to full strength for the season proper.